Hey guys, welcome back to Resistance Chicks. Leah's going to be joining us shortly. She has been working tirelessly today, as pet sitters. That's what we do full time for a living. Holidays, weekends, anytime you get off of work is when we are working the most. So it's Thanksgiving here in the United States. And so Leah's been doing a slew of pet visits. I have done some as well, but Leah had a really big jam-packed afternoon. So she will be with us shortly. But we're going to dive right into breaking news that we would normally save for Sundays, except for the fact that this is breaking. It happened today. Today is Black Friday, and what we have seen happen is two separate terrorist incidents. Now, they're not wanting to call the second one quite a terrorist attack yet, and that was at the Hague in the Netherlands. It is a terrorist attack, but I think when we say terrorist, everybody thinks it has to be, and it is, of the religion that shall not be named. That's almost always what it is. But if you say that, then they can take you off of YouTube and kill your children or whatever. But the first one that happened was at the London Bridge. Again, two people have been killed in this. They're calling it an incident. And so I'm like, I don't know, I'm regurgitating that back to you. It was a terrorist attack. That's what it was. It was a knife attack. The dude had a knife. I mean, the thing is like this long. I've got footage I'm going to show you. Oh, they're telling me my mic's off. Hang on, I'll check it. Let's see. Pause. Oh, it is bad. Hang on. I thought I checked that. Why isn't this? Let's see now. It got unplugged. It wasn't unplugged all the way, but it was unplugged a little bit. And it went off of the regular mic that we have here. Thank you for calling that out. I really appreciate when you guys do that. It's very, very helpful. Anyway, this attack that happened on the London Bridge, it has come out that the I can't believe they're calling it a suspect. It's like, okay, it's proof. Even though the guy was there, he was apprehended. He was shot, dead, killed. It has come out that he was wearing an ankle bracelet. Okay, he had gotten out of prison, right? So without further ado, let's just jump over. I'm gonna do my screen sharing thing. I know Leah usually does the stuff behind us, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'll make myself a little bit bigger here because these videos aren't that big. So let me put on my thing, and I'm gonna try and pull up I can't really work the chat while I'm working this stuff because the chat goes away when I do. But I will try to check it to make sure that you guys can see everything that I'm wanting you to see here. So let's do this. This is just this is actually footage of the Hague, which I want to go to the London Bridge thing, but since I'm already here, I'll just show you. This is this is just kind of after the math. There's a bunch of people around. I mean, they streamed this for hours. I'm calling it a Black Friday kind of thing. Stabbing, terrorist attack, whatever, knife attack. It's not coincidental. It is absolutely 100% not a coincidence that these have happened back to back. I think it was like 2:00 UK time that the London Bridge attack had happened. So there's a hero in all of this, and let me go ahead and go to that video here. This guy, let me make sure you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, so yeah, that guy right there, and there were several actual bystanders that helped take this dude down. This is the one that they have the most up close footage of, which is why they are really showcasing this guy. So the police end up having to pull the hero off of that guy. Now, then there's then there's this guy. Now, if you guys haven't done any research and this is the first you're hearing about it, or the first you're hearing any of the details about it, this particular person commenting on this video points out that this guy reaches into his pocket and throws something away. Now, they're all saying it's a big giant bag of Coke, even though he's supposed to be one of the heroes. And I think the comment was like, when you try to be the hero and then you realize you've got a massive bag of Coke in your pocket. I have another angle that kind of shows that that guy picked up something. Maybe, I mean, obviously he grabbed the knife because he's trying to get away with the knife from the knife wielder, the terrorist. And he picks this same thing up and he puts it in his pocket. And I think perhaps maybe he was like, I don't know what this is. We don't really know what has happened, but I think people might be jumping to conclusions here, but I'm still going to show it to you.
What's that he just threw on the floor?
Okay, so that guy sounds very inquisitive as to what that is. Now, let me show you, I think this is it right here. This angle is a little bit different. You'll see that he picked something up. Wait, okay, so I don't know if you saw that right above this girl's head. I do have a better angle of this somewhere. That's not quite, but I'm going to back it up just a little bit so you can see. Oh, there it is in his hand. And he puts it in his pocket and he starts running away. And then the rest is the same. So here's an angle. Also, PJW tweeted this out just from inside of this. I think it's like a bus. Oops. Okay, so here's this brave man who disarmed knife attacker throws away cheeseburger as he loses his appetite amidst suspect terror attack on London Bridge. So maybe it was a cheeseburger. I have no idea what it was, but he is a brave man and he does have the knife, and anybody that's saying it's cocaine is like just really jumping to conclusions here. But let me go to this DML, Dennis Michael Lynch article here. The knife attacker shot dead on London Bridge was known to police and had connections to terror groups, a security source said. The article goes on to state the following. The knife-wielding terrorist who was wearing, I've got all these pictures going in the background, a fake suicide vest and has not been named, was killed on London Bridge on Friday afternoon in full view of horrified onlookers. Daily Mail reported that the knifeman who stabbed 5 people, killing 2 of them, was a convicted terrorist who had served time in prison and was wearing an electronic tag. According to the Times newspaper, the paper added he was attending a Cambridge University conference on prisoner rehabilitation being held at Fishmongers Hall and threatened to blow up the building. Now, he was wearing a vest that was fake. It was a fake hoax bomb vest. If Leah starts doing articles, our lighting's going to get all messed up. You'll have to just bear with me because I won't be able to do both. So we'll go in and out from darkness to light and super light. Let's see. The report further states that the attacker had been released from prison around a year ago after serving time for a terrorism-related offense and had agreed to wear an electronic tag. A lot of good that did. Ironically, the report states some of the men who heroically helped to take the attacker down were ex-prisoners themselves, with one saying he had actually been in prison with the attacker. What are the odds? Like, how big is London? How big is the UK? I think that's fishy. Get it? Fishmonger. So here's this guy throwing away his cheeseburger. We saw that there. There was another video, I think, down here I wanted to show you guys. I guess maybe not in that article, but there was a better angle of that guy. Okay, here it is. All right, let's watch this together. from the New York Post, picking up his cheeseburger.
Yeah. He has a knife.
Now, what you want to note in this video here is this guy has a narwhal tusk, like a fishing thing. Okay, and he's trying to take down the terrorist with a one of those fishing things.
Do what you can with what you got.
Do what you can with what you got. Look at this guy. So here's this guy, whatever he has in his pocket. That doesn't look like a cheeseburger. That looks like something else. But whatever it is, he just put it in his pocket. Maybe it was a sandwich. I don't know. And then in a second here, like I said, I didn't show it, but the guy actually gets shot really quickly by the police. A hero bystander who was inside a nearby historic hall when the London Bridge stabbing unfolded Friday ripped
You're gonna be here a while. Good thing you just got Hulu and that marvelous $1.99 a month deal. You can
I have no idea why the TV was on. I unplugged the thing, so I don't know what was playing. The TV started playing.
We don't have a TV.
Well, it started to play. I unplugged it from my computer so that you would have a
So
black screen.
I'm really suspicious of this television.
Oh,
Sometimes I come downstairs
and
it's turned on by itself.
I know.
Turkimer. And then when you took it off of HDMI, it went to that silly SmartCast thing, which I don't want it on the SmartCast. I want it on the HDMI. No, stop it. And it has like a mind of its own. Like, stay on the HDMI. Do not go do things that you want. And by the way, we'll turn your volume down from 100. All right, hang on. I'm trying to read an article for these people here. This hero by unfolded. All right. Ripped a 5-foot narwhal tusk from the wall to help neutralize the knife-wielding madman, a witness said. Now, hang on. Let me pull up the chat. Make sure you guys aren't telling me something is okay up. The unidentified man could be seen on footage of the stabbing Friday in London, hovering over the suspect with a massive tusk as others attempted to disarm the assailant. Witness Amy Coop tweeted that she was with the man at Fishmonger's Hall when the attack occurred shortly before 2 p.m. A guy who was with us at Fishmonger's Hall took a 5-foot narwhal tusk from the wall and went out to confront the attacker, she wrote. You can see him standing over the man with what looks like a whale pole in the video. She hailed the man for his bravery, saying, "We were trying to help victims inside, but that man's a hero." Other Twitter users have also heaped praise on the man for his quick thinking. This is legit the most bad blankety blank thing I have ever heard of. Lawmakers also hailed the group of Londoners who tackled and disarmed the attacker before police shot him dead. What's remarkable, easy for you to say. What's remarkable about the images we've seen is the breathtaking heroism of the members of the public who literally ran towards danger, not knowing what confronted them. So says Sadiq Khan. Officials said the suspect, who has not been identified, now they've since identified him after that article was written. And I think I don't know, I lost my other videos that I had up. This isn't so easy being Leah. Because there's one video that I have, and I'll go ahead and come off of here, that you literally can hear the shots fired when they take the guy down, and these onlookers, like, you can hear them like, oh my gosh, they are shaking. They're so upset because you just have seen a man get killed, right? Not the actual people that were stabbed, but these people in this footage had witnessed the assailant getting shot. So I think it's important to note that the little tracker tag thing didn't stop this terrorist attack. Now, I had heard early on, and I can't confirm this, that this is still the case now, that they say that they didn't have, you know, a lot of times after these things happen, they say, we kind of knew that we had something on the radar. They say they knew nothing about this. Now, it could just be that obviously this guy had ties to terrorism and flipped the lid because he was having to go to this rehabilitation thing or whatever. But the fact that then something happens at the Hague in the Netherlands hours later, I mean, it seems a little bit suspicious to me. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just saying.
You are trying to say something. You're trying to say what happened, this person on Twitter, what happened today in London, Paris, and the Hague are horrific, but it will not stop because this is a terrorist plague that governments have created. If you continue to blame a religion or color, they will stand up and rebel. So if you continue to, the governments, and this is very interesting that they said the governments have created, and I would tend to agree with that. When you allow in a bunch of people who are illegally into your country, they're already predisposed to breaking laws.
Yep.
Okay? With the world regions as they were pre-2000, 2000 and, 9/11, 2001, we didn't have all these terrorist attacks.
Sorry, guys. I'm obsessed.
We didn't have, Europe wasn't plagued with random
Europe.
Terrorist attacks. Oh. The Bush's war on terror created terror. Now, when I say it created, you can go into a nest of ground bees, right?
Don't do it. I've done it.
And they'll fly around, normally, but if you purposefully start digging around and disturbing their nest,
I've done it.
Then they will come after you.
They did.
And
then you got to jump in your swimming pool and almost drown.
On the one hand, you have people like Tommy Robinson who keep calling out and saying, it's Islam, it's Islam, it's Islam, it's in the book, it's in the book, it's in the book, it's in the book. And you could say we need to eradicate it, blah, blah, blah. Listen, you're not going to eradicate random people creating religions. Islam's been around for thousands of, how long, about 2,000 years?
Well, pretty much since,
years.
1,500 years.
1,500 years. Islam's been around for 1,500 years. Your Western Christianity drove back the hordes of Muslim invaders, Islamic invaders, and the world was pretty peaceful. I mean, for real though, early 1900s, there were
1,500 years.
1,500
there were
years.
No
This one's been around for machine guns
years.
and bombs and things like that. So we have to take that into account. But recognizing that it was stirring up a nest of ground bees who get into their Qurans and decide to go and do what they are reading the passages that it says. And you have Muslims who read the peaceful passages. You have Muslims who do not read the Quran at all.
Right.
Okay, you have Muslims who actually just have a culture of Islam for them. It's just a culture. It's not necessarily a religion that they take, incredibly seriously.
I would never go and try to take that culture away from them. I would never say, how dare you? That's what's actually happening in China. Okay? And that's the difference. And I wish that people could identify that. We aren't putting Muslims in internment camps trying to re-educate them, making them eat bacon and drink alcohol. I mean, that's insanity. Do what you want, have your religion, nobody cares. But when it turns into this, when you open up your countries to people that are completely unvetted, you just open the doors. Everybody
you have to be able to call
all.
out, hey, well, Pakistan has a really bad cultural thing of deciding to come over here. Pakistanis have it in their brains, hey.
Right.
And as a cultural thing, okay, not all Pakistanis, but as a cultural thing. But, they have these little Pakistani rape gangs. And so you have to be able to call that out. And, okay, so London, Breitbart says, London Bridge terror, police shoot knifeman, 2 killed. We'll kind of go over that a little bit. I know Michelle just did. 1 man was shot by police today, in the aftermath of a terror incident on London Bridge, just yards from the 2017 terror attack. This is not a coincidence that it happened on Black Friday.
Right.
Okay, this was the start, you could say, of the Christmas season for Christians. Obviously there is an attack against commercialism, an attack against Christianity, an attack against Christmas. Let's just say it like it is. These were Western civilization and Christian attacks on Christian cultures. Images and video uploaded to social media from the London Bridge Friday showed dozens of police vehicles and armed response officers in the area amid the apparent knife attack. Police shot 1 man dead at the scene and several were reported injured. The site of the incident is directly adjacent to the London Bridge Station, one of the busiest rail interchanges in London. The internal railway security alert memo sent by Breitbart London states that during an incident on the bridge, a male has been shot. The Metropolitan Police have said we are in the early stages of dealing with an incident on London Bridge. And as Michelle said, the suspect wore a fake explosive vest.
And I think that's when they shot him. When they from what I read, it was like he had this vest on and they saw it, and it was like, I gotta shoot this guy before he blows me up and everybody here up.
Likely to ensure their martyrdom, and because they don't necessarily have the ability to make the bombs.
Right.
So they really, this is a you can say, a lot of people say it's mental. There is a mental thing, component there. Right. To think that you're going to kill other people and then suddenly go to heaven. That's just not sane by any sense of the word. So
I do have this article from Breitbart on the Hague. 3 people were wounded in a stabbing. Now, somebody had reported that one person actually died. There was a fatality. I haven't been able to confirm that yet. On a shopping street in The Hague, Netherlands, according to Dutch police officials. Local authorities and emergency services are on the scene at Grote Marktstraat, the city's main shopping street, where people were out shopping for Black Friday deals, reports Sky News. Officers said the suspect is between 45 and 50 years old and wearing a gray jogging suit. Police spokesperson Marije Kuiper told the Associated Press that it is too early to tell if the stabbing was terror related.
They were all minors. All the victims were minors. The police said they haven't. Police haven't confirmed or denied the suspect's linked to terrorism, but remember, this was the height of Christmas shopping here. Yeah. The latest statement suggests that the Dutch police are still looking for the suspect, described as a man in his late 40s, and like Michelle had said, North African, Middle Eastern descent. Police cordon off the shopping area here at The Hague following the stabbing. I'm not sure if I have volume.
You don't.
It has any volume. Well, my computer's not. It doesn't even have any volume, so.
Well, it might still be connected to the television too, from last night.
But then the TV would have volume unless you turned it all the way down.
Oh no, I don't know. Oh, I did turn the volume all the way down on the TV.
Okay.
So just right click on that and there, see if it'll connect. There it goes.
Okay. Let's see. The Dutch national broadcaster NOS has claimed that at this moment there is no indication of a terrorist motive. Witness accounts and footage from the Hague's commercial district reveal scenes of panic as people fled down the street. Several clips have been shot by a 16-year-old Emma Evers, who is apparently unrelated to the injured victims. I took this video when I realized something was happening. I started running and I was in a panic because I couldn't find my mom. She tweeted comments and her videos. Chaos in the old European city unfolded just hours after another high-profile stabbing hit the British capital of London. To say that these two are not related would be to
so even at the very minimum, I'm thinking of every thriller cop movie I've ever seen, and they get in there and they're like, so do we have a copycat here? Yeah. Okay, so even if it is just a copycat, there's a relation, obviously. Okay.
So this is obvious. This is also obviously in retaliation. Could be. It has raised suspicions.
There you go.
That this is possible retaliation for the killing of the Islamic State leader, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. And that was what we heard from the media right after he died. We heard that from the Democrats. Well, they're just going to cause more terrorist attacks because they took out a terrorist. And to say that is just nonsensical. It makes no sense.
My husband beats me, and so if I tell on him, he'll beat me some more, and that's my fault.
Exactly. This string of attacks occurred almost 1 month to the day, and putting these together after Baghdadi's murder at the hands of U.S. Special Forces and one trained military dog. Right. The Conan was honored this week. The attack in the Hague, I don't know.
I think it's Hague.
Hague. Unfurled Friday evening in the Dutch city's main shopping street. The main shopping street. The Christmas market. The Grote Marktstraat, which was packed with Black Friday shoppers. If you're going to be a terrorist, you're going to go to where all the people are. If I'm a police chief, I'm going to say terror attack. Hello.
Okay, so if you're just some guy that's angry about something, the odds of you know, trying to, you know, I don't know. I just think that for terrorism, it's like you couldn't plan it any better.
Right, exactly. Of course, the police want to say it's not terror, it's not terror, it's not terror, because what they want to do is they don't want a big hustle and bustle, and then they'll come back later and say, well, and we've seen that with some that were declared not to be terrorist attacks, and then later, well, there was
but they never report on that.
There was this weird connection that they had with terror or Islamic.
But I'll tell you another thing that bears noting here, especially with this one at the Hague, is the fact that it's Christmas shopping season.
Exactly.
If they tell people it's terror related, and another one might happen, another one might happen. It's all about the Benjamins, except for in the Netherlands. I don't know, are they in the euro there? I don't know. But it's all about the money.
Yeah, they can't stop.
We don't want people to not keep coming, which is stupid, because if there is a threat, maybe y'all people better stay home and shop your presents from Amazon or something.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
Or just give each other the gift of kindness.
A notion that there was a stabbing incident here. 3 people are hurt. We are currently looking for a suspect with a lot of police right now. So we are asking people who know anything about this incident to please report it at the police.
Please report it to the police. So, several wounded, stabbing attacks, Netherlands. Sky News here.
So let's take a moment and really highlight the fact that 2 people lost their lives today and 3 other people were injured.
Right.
That's a really big deal. There might have even been more injured, I don't know, in the London Bridge attack. They just keep saying 2 were killed. And how awful. You don't ask for that. I mean, you don't ask for that. It's horrendous. It's,
you know, and for them to come out and say all of a sudden there's no attacks to terror, the way they say it is, we don't have anything, you know, it's, I don't know.
What is that?
It's staging again. There were a bunch of people like,
so that's fake.
Yeah. All right, guys. So,
Britbot says, Michelle, London's West End and Oxford Street has its own police force to keep checks on terrorist activity.
Wow. 'Tis the season to be stabby. Says Gateway Pundit. Several wounded and 1 reported dead. I'm trying to see if there's any updates here. Looks like we just have emergency forces responding here to the incident.
And it amazes me how fast they get there. I mean, the police, in the London Bridge attack, the police got there right after the, you know, hero bystanders did. That's kind of huge, I think.
And let's thank the hero bystanders. A lot of people jumping in to help out.
Right. And that guy grabbing that pole. That narwhal thing. Well, and we're still gonna go with that the guy was throwing away a cheeseburger and not a bag of Coke like people are saying. That's ridiculous. Oh, and get this. I know we're on the Netherlands thing, but I just happen to have more information on the London Bridge attack because it happened earlier today, so more facts have unfolded. But a lot of, like, right away, the lefties were coming out with this, and it's so funny that it was the lefties, because usually it's the people on the right, coming out with this conspiracy theory that this stabbing was a false flag done by the right so that Jeremy Corbyn wouldn't be elected prime minister.
Wow.
I mean, that was huge. Wow. It was a big deal that people were coming out saying that, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then, obviously, that was debunked when the stabbing started happening in the Netherlands. So that was like hours that this is going on, right? And then the Netherlands, and then it's kind of like crickets because, oh, well, there's no false flag in the Netherlands.
Here's a moment where police are taking a man down just, they're on alert, doesn't appear to be related, but at the same time they took down
or maybe
a guy.
They thought he was a suspect. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but I think that the London Bridge attack, knowing that this is knowing that the Hague attack happened right after, during, I don't know the time frames there, same day, in a Christmas market, and that this guy is definitely a terrorist with the suicide bomb vest and the ankle bracelet and you know, the known
I know I say this
past.
on the show a lot, but if A equals B and B equals C, then
Right.
C equals A.
Right. Yeah.
You following that math?
Right.
So what Leah's trying to say is, if we know that the London attack was terrorist related,
Right.
and then we just so happen to have another attack in the Netherlands with a knife, you see? Bring it together. Terrorist. And I just say, if you're going to go stabbing people in the middle of a crowd, it's terrorist. You're terrorizing people. It's terrorism. But they don't like it when we say that.
So I don't know if you were showing him how there was the innocent bystander was on the guy.
Oh yeah, and then they had to peel him
off.
off. I don't think I played it as many times as I actually watched it. I played it for them like once.
And then they shoot him because he was still attacking people, and a lot of people.
Well, they pulled the guy off because they were about to shoot him. Like, everybody get back. We're gonna put this guy out. Like, dude, done.
Well, he still had the vest on, and imagine, or I don't know if he had the vest on or not at this point, but imagine that bystander saying, "If I blow up, I don't care."
Yeah.
Like the animalistic mindset that boy or young man, when it looked like a young man, went into was like, I have to save lives. I'm gonna die. Like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die, but at least I die saving lives.
It's amazing. Could you imagine? So, okay.
I can't, like, that's the story. Like, that's the story. That guy, like, I'm gonna terrorist bomb, suicide vest. We could be blowing up. We could blow up together, but I'm gonna.
I have never prepared myself for a situation like that. The only thing that I have really ever prepared myself for are airplane flights. Like, I have prepared myself spiritually for something to happen on an airplane when I get on one, that, like, I want God to use me in a situation to be able to take down or help or whatever situation is happening on an airplane. But just like everyday life, like walking across a bridge. Like, let's say we're in downtown Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And we go to cross the Ronald McDonald Bridge. Well, okay, you don't walk across that one. What's the other one? The Purple People Bridge? We're walking across the Purple People Bridge. And, like, I'm not mentally preparing myself, and never have, for a scenario where I may need to help or take down or do something hero.
I have in my brain.
Have you really?
Oh, I do scenarios in my brain all the time. What I would do to take.
It's a good idea to be prepared. We're really blue with him in the background. Go ahead and play it.
Just been briefed by the Commissioner and the Assistant Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police about the events at London Bridge this afternoon. And while this is an ongoing investigation, the police can confirm that this was a terrorist incident. And clearly, my thoughts are first with the emergency services, with the police, the bravery that they showed in going towards danger as they do. I also want to pay tribute to the extraordinary bravery of those members of the public who physically intervened.
It was amazing.
To protect the lives of others. And for me, they represent the very best of our country.
Give them a Medal of Honor. I'm sure they will. I don't think this is the last.
Of all of our country.
We're going to hear of this.
I think we're all very saddened also to learn that some people have been injured in this.
They died.
Event,
this is before he
and our sympathies are very much with them and with their loved ones. Clearly, the Metropolitan Police are continuing their investigations, and I can assure you and assure everyone that anybody involved in this crime, in these attacks, will be hunted down and will be brought to justice. And I think the message that we send to them and anyone associated with this type of attack is one that will be familiar, and that is that this country will never be cowed or divided or intimidated by this sort of attack, and our values, our British values, will prevail.
So here's the unfortunate thing. All right, now.
One of the
unfortunate things here, yes. He's saying that anybody that helped this guy out will be hunted down and yada yada yada. Now he can't really deliver that.
Deliver on that.
That would be the police force's abilities to take care of that. But I'm thinking about
we're going to do our best.
Like we're trying to send a message. Like the guy is shot. That doesn't actually send a message because that's what they want. They are so convinced that an honorable death of being shot or suicided or, suiciding themselves or whatever, not suicided, by stabbing people or putting themselves out there to be shot by the police, that this is going to get them their, virgins in heaven and their family is going to be well taken care of. And so the standard deterrence that would normally be there for somebody that is insane enough to commit a crime like this aren't there for people that are they have thrown their entire lives into their belief system. Okay. And that's what makes them so dangerous. So just shooting this guy actually doesn't, that'll show them they'll just die if they come and do that.
I go both ways. I go both ways, and I'm going to tell you why.
I'm saying you have to go back to square one and stop them from coming in to start with, because this doesn't work.
Well, I'm thinking arresting them, being put in jail. They don't get
they don't get the sentences.
There's no public outcry to have execution.
No, I wasn't saying that they shouldn't be shot. I'm just saying that shooting them isn't this thing that they think it is. It'll be a deterrent if they're just going to get shot. So why would they do it?
I understand.
No, I'm not saying throw them in jail instead. No, they needed to shoot the guy.
There has to be something that would.
There's something else. You can't just.
There has to be something even more important to them than their own lives, and you have to find out what that is to be a deterrent. Yeah.
By terrorism. It is with the heaviest of hearts that I have to inform you that, as well as the suspect who was shot dead by police, 2 of those injured in this attack in the London Bridge area have tragically lost their lives. My heart goes out to their loved ones and to the 3 further injured victims who I understand are being treated in hospital, and of course to everybody who has been affected by today's terrible and mindless events. The attack started at Fishmongers Hall in the City of London. My understanding is that police were called at 13:58, 2 minutes to 2, and City of London police officers had bravely and professionally confronted the suspect by 14:03, just 5 minutes later. If you are concerned about anyone who was there today, please try to contact them, and if you cannot, then get in touch with us. I want to thank all the emergency service personnel who are currently working tirelessly to deal with this incident, particularly the police officers from the Met and the City who have worked so closely together to protect the public. I also want to thank the members of the public who have helped, either by showing extraordinary courage and stepping in to tackle this attacker, or indeed by following the instructions they've subsequently been given by officers at the scene and in the area. This support from our public assists us much more than you could know. In the coming days, you will see more police, both armed and unarmed, patrolling our streets to help reassure those who are understandably concerned. Similarly, our counter-terrorism detectives will be working around the clock to identify those who have lost their lives, to support all the victims and their families. We are also working at full tilt to understand exactly what has happened and whether anyone else was involved.
For this reason, we expect cordons to remain in place around the London Bridge area for some time. This afternoon I met with the Prime Minister and the Home Secretary and also had a meeting with the Mayor. I'm very grateful for all their support. Indeed, we have been working closely with the government at every level and just as closely with our partners across London. This will obviously continue in the coming days. This joint effort mustn't stop with the authorities. As you know, we are treating this as a terrorist incident. Fighting terrorism takes effort and determination from all of us. If you have any information or indeed any concerns, please do contact us.
So Maya says, I just feel so safe with lots of unarmed police officers. And what I was thinking about the whole time Cressida was speaking, I'm just like, okay, hang on, lady. Especially when she said that about the unarmed police officers. People will be heroes. Regardless of whether they're allowed to be armed citizens to protect themselves in society, they will still be heroes. And so what you are asking people to do when you allow terrorists into your country willy-nilly, and when you let them off the hook, they have the reason why a lot of these terrorists, it's not even about Islam, it's the religion that shall not be named. It's not even about that. It's about the fact that when these specific people do commit crimes, they're let back out on the street again. This guy had an ankle bracelet, okay? We have these grooming gang guys that get right off without any, they aren't punished because they hide behind this shield of, but I am the religion that shall not be named and I'm untouchable. So you can't punish me or you're a racist or you're a whatever. There isn't really a name for it, okay? Now, back to being an armed citizen. People are going to do hero things. That's just what people do. It's in them to do it. And so they're saying, listen, we're going to let all these bad guys in. We're going to let them off the hook. We're not going to give them sentences that keep them in jail or a deterrent or whatever. We're going to let them on the streets. You're going to be a hero and we're not going to allow you to protect yourself and other people. We're going to say, well, if you want to be a hero, you got to grab a whale pole from some building and go in, or you got to literally wrestle a guy with a knife and get it away from him if you want to be a hero. Because we're really fortunate that we're not reporting on the fact that the hero was stabbed in the middle of this trying to do, protect people. We could be reporting on that. It's providential that we're not.
And to take it to the step further, this Cressida here, police commissioner, outright boldly lying, saying that you're important.
Oh, right.
Saying that if you have something, you should speak up and tell them because they don't want to know.
Right. Exactly.
They don't want to know.
Right.
They don't want to investigate. They really, when they were girl after girl after girl went to like the Rotterdam police and said, this is happening. We don't want to know. We don't want to investigate it. We don't want to know. Right? And so there is a systematic failing in the upper echelons of the police force who are spending time investigating hate crimes and not real crimes, and letting people off, letting people out of jail who could be, the next terrorist.
Right. Now, apparently, and I've been reading this in your comments, and don't think I've been ignoring them, but this police commissioner is not a beloved person. She helps the religion that shall not be named criminals, and apparently there was a shooting that she kind of ordered. The Britt Baza called it the slaughter of this innocent guy, and these are things that we don't really hear about here in the States, but you guys do, and you guys do know, and
just to remind you, if you're just now joining us, the suspect attacked or responsible for today's deadly stabbing in Central London was a convicted terrorist who was recently released from prison.
But why was he released
believed to possess ties to Islamic extremist group?
Why not deported?
He has said,
if you're a convicted terrorist, you don't get to go out back on the streets. Okay? Like, it's just not a thing. You got to go back where you came from.
Yeah.
And we're getting to the point, though, where you're not going to be able to say that because a lot of these people are going to say, well, I was born here with my parents that came.
And they're not releasing his name so that he just dies away. You can't look him up. You can't
look his family up.
We can't do research on him. And it's like they used to put the faces up. And now they've all decided that the public is not responsible enough.
Right.
That we're too immature enough to know. And this, because the internet, we can look this person up. We can see his, how does Breitbart, why does Breitbart get to know that the suspect has, that is the news here, that we just get to hear what they tell us.
When you don't have all the facts, you can't protect yourself. So they literally disarm you, and not just disarm you, but they take away your defenses. Mm-hmm. Okay? A shield is a defense system, and they literally take your shield away and say, you aren't allowed to protect yourself. You have to be vulnerable.
Information is protection so that we can know what I don't trust the government to solve these crimes.
Right.
I trust people. I trust independent journalists. If you don't give us a name, then we can't investigate, and it's just wrong.
Yeah.
Before I get too mad about that, we should move on. All right.
Okay, so on Periscope on Twitter, Refocus says the interviewing bystanders must have been the attacker's apparent intervening bystanders must have seen the apparent bomb vest. Very brave men.
Mm-hmm. This is somebody's video watching and trying to figure out what's going on.
How do they get these lorries to block off like what they want? I mean,
okay. All right. It's just frustrating.
so we will bring you guys more on this on Sunday for our European and UK news, but we had to bring it today because it just happened today.
Yeah.
Just happened.
All right.
So I hate to bring such awful news the day after Thanksgiving, but it's not, there's nothing you can do about it. It happened the day after Thanksgiving. It happened on the first pretty much official day of Christmas. You know, the Christmas season, which like you said is purposeful. And I think goes to prove. So anyway.
So yeah, this is our cut. Moving on to other news.
Commercial break. This is the best news.
So this Donald Trump retweeted out this picture. Just not even retweeted. Tweeted out this picture. Somebody put his head on Rocky Balboa's body. And it turns out that the media went absolutely insane, saying that why would he do this? It's
unpresidential.
Well, they didn't even say it's unpresidential. It's like, oh my gosh, does Trump think that this is real? Like, and it wasn't, they couldn't get the joke. They couldn't get the joke. It's like, it's fake. This is the fake Photoshop. We've had people looking at the picture, scientists and everything looking at the picture, and I'm like, I can look at the picture.
Well, maybe they thought that this was like supposed to be something from his younger years or something.
No, he's never looked like that.
I know, but what I'm saying is that's why they thought this was because obviously you can look at pictures of Trump now and know that that's not real. So the only way that they could be reaching this kind of conclusion of,
right.
Now what really upset me was, after the fact, a lot of people were sharing like the worst photos.
But wait,
Trump.
no. And Newsweek has got twice here. Newsweek is no longer real news. Okay, just throw it out. Donald Trump campaign disputes claim that photo of president as Rocky Balboa was doctored. This is not The Onion. Donald Trump's re-election campaign has claimed there's no evidence a picture from the president with the body of Rocky Balboa was doctored. Team Trump accused the Washington Post of reporting that the image was doctored without evidence. In a tweet on Wednesday, shortly after President Trump shared the meme of himself as fictional boxing champion Rocky on a platform, the Post tweeted on Wednesday that it was unclear why the commander-in-chief had published the doctored photo and reported that the image appeared to come from the film Rocky III. responding to the Washington Post article that the official Team Trump had doctored the photo of his head onto actor Sylvester Stallone's body. Team Trump jumped in on jokes about the image, tweeting the Washington Post claims without evidence that real Donald Trump shared a doctored photo.
Excuse me.
The president's eldest son, Don Jr., has also jokingly suggested the picture of his father with the body is legitimate. And that this is a worldwide news article, that this is news, and that it seems that Donald Trump, that is really from Newsweek. I cannot believe it.
So hang on, though, because not to play the devil's advocate here, but in defense of maybe them getting accurate news reports, it's possible, because I have heard that this might be a painting that is done by the same person that did Obama with the leaves and stuff and does all the stuff. So to say that maybe somebody painted this and it's not doctored, it's a real painting of a photo of Rocky Balboa with Donald Trump's head on it, I think that could be, and so that's why they might be saying that Trump White House officials said that it wasn't doctored.
Well,
are you following me?
They're just joking. It's a joke.
I know.
It's a
joke.
But
they can't take the joke.
No, they can't take the joke. So Newsweek two times this week, messing up. So yesterday was shared all over Twitter. Videos of Donald Trump. You know what he did? He went by stealth to Afghanistan.
No, wait. Are we moving on to that from the Rocky Balboa thing? Because I wasn't done with it.
Well, it ties in.
Okay. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
It ties in because what they did to try to throw off the media trail so that Trump could get to Afghanistan without it being known across the world.
The whole media took the bait.
Okay. First of all, Trump tweeted out, and we don't even know if it was Trump, tweeted out that picture, and then his team had set time tweets to be tweeting out throughout the day, and so Newsweek reporter tweet out that, I can't believe Trump is just sitting at home eating and tweeting, and he is laughing his head off because he is on a stealth airplane to Afghanistan.
They left another Air Force One in the hangar.
Yeah,
actually, and took a separate one out. Now, what I was going to get to on this photo, though, is everybody knows that Wendy's on Twitter is like the king of trolling, right? If you want, you ask Wendy's to burn you on Twitter, literally. Okay, now I don't see why these people have to take their lives so seriously. Why can't they just, Trump tweets out that, and then they come back and try to burn Donald Trump with a funnier picture of him looking like a big zombie or something. Why not make it funny? But they have to take it so seriously, and I'm just like, dude, laugh a little.
Right.
You know?
So here's Trump arriving in Afghanistan here. I don't think there's any volume. Super secret.
Alright, who wants some photos?
Those are genuine smiles on the troops' faces.
And Trump just goes right in, gets right in with them.
He serves them their turkey dinner. Now, Trump says he didn't get any turkey. It's his first Thanksgiving without turkey, but he did get some mashed potatoes.
What do you need help with?
This is so great. They're all going to try to get in this picture.
Alright, big smile, thumbs up. Rangers lead the way, but special forces on them now.
So obviously, these people didn't know he was coming either.
Right.
So this is a huge surprise. Imagine being away from your family, and just thinking this is just another Thanksgiving that I'm spending with my comrades in arms. And then all of a sudden, the president walks in. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. It's absolutely incredible. I love it so much. This is quite the setup that they have there for him, by the way. And I'm sorry our lighting's not any good on that TV. It's just the way the lights.
They start to chant USA.
It's like a Trump rally. Okay, so let me clarify. I said they didn't know he was coming. Obviously, whoever did this setup knew that he was coming. But I don't think that they told the troops. I'm certain that was a surprise.
Before his speech, President Trump and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, served turkey to around 24 troops at a dining area covered with Thanksgiving-themed decorations. There's nowhere where I'd rather spend Thanksgiving than with the toughest, fiercest warriors. President said, I'm here to say happy Thanksgiving and thank you so much.
And we had a good time. I did right now, and I sat down, I had some gorgeous piece of turkey, and I was all set to go, and I had some of the mashed potatoes, and I had a bite of mashed potatoes. And I never got to the turkey, because General said, come on over, sir, let's take some pictures. I never got to my turkey. It's the first time in Thanksgiving that I've never had a big whole turkey. But that's okay.
But that's okay.
But it looked awfully good, I have to tell you. I should have started with that instead of the mashed potatoes. I made a mistake. But I hope everyone enjoyed the fantastic meal. It certainly did look good, and hopefully everyone can get some well-deserved rest this holiday. Your family, their home, and they love you so much. We flew 8,331 miles to be here tonight for one simple reason, to tell you in person that this Thanksgiving is a special Thanksgiving. We're doing so well. Our country is the strongest economically it's ever been. We have never done so well. We have the greatest economy anywhere in the world. So it's nice to know that you're fighting for something that is doing well as opposed to something that was not doing well.
So those are his remarks there. That's a great picture.
That is an excellent picture of him laughing with the
accompanying
troops.
President Trump was acting White House Chief of Staff Mulvaney. Mick Mulvaney. I said Mick.
You said milk.
Milk?
M-I-L-K. You said milk.
I think I put the two together.
Yeah.
National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien and Senator John Barrasso and White House Press Secretary Stephanie Grissom. That's great.
Here's his plate. Now, I don't know if they have the picture of him actually serving.
That's him serving.
No, here he is serving. Right. Oh, okay. But down here is where he's serving too. Which I just think it's the coolest thing. It's not a photo op, though, for Trump to be back there. He genuinely, let me, because he's going to want to see them come through. What better way to see them come through?
The trip had been weeks in the making. It's a dangerous area, and he wants to support the troops. Says his press secretary Grissom. He and Mrs. Trump recognize there's a lot of people who are away from their families during the holidays, and we thought it'd be a nice surprise. Vice President Mike Pence and Second Lady Karen Pence made a surprise visit last week to address the troops at Al-Assad Air Base in western Iraq. Last year, the president made a surprise visit to the troops stationed in Iraq. You'd think that the media would be
I would be like,
suspicious.
okay, don't be the one that says, I can't believe Trump isn't going, because he's probably going.
The surprise trips come 2 months after President Trump ended peace talks with the Taliban in response to terror groups' bombing of Kabul, which took the lives of 12 people, including one U.S. soldier. During his brief trip, the president met with Afghan President Ashraf Ghani and announced that the U.S. has restarted negotiations with the Taliban, blah, 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 blah. The Taliban wants to make a deal. We'll see if we can make a deal. If they do, they do. And if they don't, they don't. That's fine. That says the president. You know, we're in a situation where we went straight into Afghanistan. We went into the nest of hornets, and we're like, hey, ground bees, you want to make a deal? There's no making a deal with the nest of ground bees.
Deal. Are you going to talk about the Taliban?
What do you mean?
So Trump did have a meeting with Taliban to I don't know, try to talk about things.
Yesterday?
I don't know if I think it was today. And it's just interesting to me, like, no, they really aren't gonna, they're not negotiable. Like, they don't negotiate.
I know it says that all I've got is that he announces that he's going to resume talks with the Taliban, but I don't know if he actually did.
I think he did.
Well, they don't have a
somebody had said in the chat, I think it was Jim West, that Obama would go and give a 5-minute soundbite and leave. And here's the deal about Trump going to visit these troops. It's really something to be able to go where you know you're loved. And if you are the commander-in-chief and your troops respect you and love you and want you there, then you're going to want to go there. And that's why Obama wouldn't want to go. Why? Because Trump keeps promising to pull them out.
He wants to save
Trump
their lives.
is trying to get them out of these situations. These troops aren't stupid like the mainstream media and the left would have you think. No, the troops love Obama. The troops thought he was great. No, they didn't. Because Obama was just perpetuating Bush's wars.
And it was even more than that. There was a disdain almost for the military under Obama. There's obvious disdain for
their
police under
ideals
Obama.
Make people dislike our troops. Trump's ideals make people love and respect and value what our troops are doing. So it's a no-brainer. The troops, Trump is never going to walk into a military base to booze.
Right. Yeah, that's true. All right. So while this was all happening, fake news says, and that Donald Trump Jr. tweeted this out, that Newsweek said, I said fake news, I meant Newsweek, but who's counting?
Fake news gonna fake.
How is Trump spending Thanksgiving? Tweeting, golfing, and more. As with any other day of the year, Trump will probably be tweeting or expressing his opinions in another way. On Thanksgiving Eve, Trump tweeted out an image of his head on the body of Rocky Balboa. And then, this is reality, he's serving the troops. So that was definitely eating crow there. Fake news gonna fake, says Trump Jr. The Newsweek story, first published at 10:16 a.m., was later updated to reflect the president's visit.
Oh, good job.
This story has been substantially updated and edited to reflect the surprise trip to Afghanistan.
Wow.
I thought they were reporters.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
The Washington Post sold Newsweek in 2010 for $1 and changed hands several times before ending its print magazine in 2012. In 2018, Newsweek split from IBT Media into a standalone company. This is not the Newsweek that you read in the 90s that came into everybody's house pretty much.
Right.
A similar situation happened when President Trump visited the troops in Iraq last year. NBC News reported Trump was the first president since 2002 not to visit the troops at Christmas time, while he was secretly traveling to Iraq, prompting widespread ridicule from Trump's staff and his supporters. So that is kind of funny. Now,
kind of very.
If you guys didn't know this, the House and the Senate sans one vote.
The camera got knocked. How come nobody said anything?
I think I knocked it on accident.
That's all right. There we go.
Sorry, I knocked
It's okay.
it. I kicked it. I thought you saw it.
I didn't
wobble a little.
No, I didn't see it. Go ahead. Carry on.
But anyways, so the House and the Senate passed a bill that is supposed to give solidarity to Hong Kong. And Trump wasn't going to sign it. Or there were talks that he might not sign it because he didn't want it to ruin trade talks with China. Now, I'm not sure why everyone in the House, I don't trust it when everybody's in unanimity. And sans... Unanimity is a word, I think.
No, it is not. That's like anonymity.
I think it's a word.
Unanimity is not a word. Somebody Google Leah's unanimity.
I can make it up. It's unanimity.
No, it's not unanimity.
It's unanimous. That's a made-up word.
Unanimous is not.
Unanimous is what I said, but unanimous is a...
I'm not
Thank
getting
you.
that right.
We're doing dictionary night tonight on Resistance Chick. Unanimity. Look it up. It's there.
We're still kind of...
I'm going to use it on my Scrabble crossword next time. Unanimity.
Nope. I will crush you.
So anyways, I don't understand. I'm not exactly supportive of something. I'm leery of something that has unanimous support. Sans Thomas Massey, who felt like the bill went too far in support of Hong Kong, and not necessarily because it supported Hong Kong, but because it would require the U.S. to be involved in Hong Kong politics a little bit more, and we're trying to draw out of people's politics. But right now, Hong Kongers are calling on the U.S. to stand in solidarity with them.
Unanimity is a word. Is that what you said?
You want crow?
No.
That's what I said.
I don't know. Are you sure you said unanimity?
Unanimity.
Maya, whose side are you on anyway?
Hong Kong protesters hold Trump Rocky Balboa posters at Thanksgiving rallies. So here we have Hong Kongers holding up. They printed these out the day it happened, and the Hong Kongers are holding up.
It is so fantastic.
Dun da da dun da da dun da da da. Dun da da dun da da dun da da da. Dun dun dun.
That's the wrong song.
It's kind of close. Okay. The Eye of the Tiger. All right,
it's good.
Pro-democracy activists in Hong Kong held up posters featuring U.S. President Donald Trump depicted as Rocky Balboa at a special rally on Thanksgiving Day to thank the president for signing legislation supporting their cause. On Wednesday, Trump tweeted a humorous image of his face superimposed on Sylvester Stallone's bate. Left-wing Hollywood personalities were outraged. The media, mainstream media fact-checkers tittered in disapproval, but most people took the tweet as a joke. Except in Hong Kong, where protesters appear to have taken the image very seriously, as depiction of American resolve against China. That's the way we interpret it, and I love it. On Wednesday, President Trump signed two relevant bills into law. One, the Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act, mandates sanctions on Chinese and Hong Kong officials who carry out human rights abuses and requires an annual review of the favorable trade status between Washington grants Hong Kong, the Associated Press reported.
So Stuart the Brit says, I'm English, so professional in English, and that is a word. Maya says she's on Leah's side, of course, because she likes her more.
That's
you like
funny.
More, so
I
funny.
like it.
Tom says, I didn't know Trump is in that great shape. LOL. Edward Wallace says, Bruce Lee only kicks cameras and butts. That was funny. That was really Bruce Lee. Really?
Somebody,
really
I think somebody on Twitter says hallelujah sometimes when something good happens.
Tom says, you mean that photo is not real? Looks like Trump's been working out, AK Peter says.
Okay, so the other bill prohibits the export to Hong Kong of non-lethal arms used by police to suppress protests. So they're not going to allow some pepper sprays, I guess, and stuff to Hong Kong. I don't know. It was not clear at first whether the president would sign the bills, though they had overwhelming support in Congress. Trump is in the midst of delicate trade talks with China, and while he has sometimes used the Hong Kong issue to gain leverage, he has also appealed to China. Like when he tweeted out, like, I got to do this deal with China, guys. Like, we support Hong Kongers, but I support President Xi too. He says, I signed these bills out of respect for President Xi, China, and the people of Hong Kong, he says. Once the bills were signed, protesters were jubilant at the Thanksgiving rally. They had a Thanksgiving rally. Look at this. You're not going to believe this. They sang Our Star-Spangled Banner. More support.
That's so awesome.
And more United States flags than a Democratic run.
That's really true.
Hong Kongers love America more than Democrats.
That's very true.
Let's trade.
They're literally singing.
I want the Hong Kongers to be in America and the Democrats to go to the Hong Kong. Or somewhere. USA!
They're shouting USA. So here's my question, Leah. Edward Wallace says, wow, that's Hong Kong. That's better than us.
Yeah.
More patriotic than some Americans. Those are the kind of immigrants we need, says Redneck. Very, very well said. We're looking at these people in Hong Kong. They love Trump. They love America.
Love Trump.
Where are they getting their information?
Obama is Batman.
Where are they getting their information?
The internet.
But where? We're all censored.
On the Twitters.
The fact that they
find
this
it.
information blows my mind.
Blows in my mind. Well, they are the technological hub of the entire world. All of your knockoffs come through Hong Kong. Like, they are... They find ways.
I guess what I'm trying to say is...
They're the people who create the technology that we use every day.
Yeah, that's very true. There is no... Nobody can ever say that people are being brainwashed by the right because the information just isn't there. We've been so censored. We've been so squashed.
Yeah.
Right? Are you falling asleep on us?
No, I had a big yawn. It just came to me.
Okay.
I'm right
here,
So the
fact that these Hong Kong people, you almost actually, it's kind of like finding out that God is real by default, but you kind of almost go, okay, well, if the Hong Kong people love Trump and America and American values, which right now, because Trump is president, they're conservative values.
Yes.
Then, if the Hong Kongers are right in their fight for liberty, then here we are with A equaling B equaling C equaling A. Then that means that we must be right. Because if the Hong Kongers protesting are correct,
yes,
and they love Donald Trump, and they love American values,
yes,
then Donald Trump and American values are correct.
Bingo, baby.
Done.
And the left media has to...
And the left media is going to have to eventually eat their own crow.
Or does not cover the Hong Kong protests.
Or join in unanimity.
Yeah. Say it 3 times and you'll learn a new word.
Unanimity.
China order Hong Kong to sober up and obey motherland. After the U.S. passes the act, this is thanks to all U.S. citizen members of Congress and President Trump in supporting Hong Kong and the people who fight for freedom. China state propaganda outlet Global Times warned on Friday, now should be the time Hong Kong society sobers up.
So hang on, I have to do this because
we not making fun.
We do accents. We do Swedish accents. We do them really good. We do Australian accents. G'day, mate. It's the best Aussie accent you ever had. Yeah.
That was good, but it's not the best. But it's good.
I'm joking, actually. This is a joke. This is parody, okay? We're not making fun. We just literally do accents for different countries that we go to
try to
as we travel around the world to bring a little bit of levity.
Bring a little bit of
levity.
You know, let's pretend like we're there for a second.
Right.
This is how they would speak.
But for some reason, because Asian accents are inherently adorable, it sounds like you're making fun of them versus just trying to do a good
I keep seeing that one protester and it says a bad word. China is a blank. And it says over and over my head. And it's like so funnily true.
And it's cute.
Oh my gosh. All right. So this is Chinese government telling Hong Kong to sober up to defend itself from an alleged American economic attack following the passage of the U.S. law to protect protesters. Hong Kong has experienced million-strong protests since June when the local government attempted to pass a law that would allow China to extradite anyone present in the autonomous city. Thanks to the protests, the extradition bill failed, but protesters have continued to demand 4 measures of the 5 rules, actually. In defense of the pro-democracy protest movement, President Donald Trump signed the Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act on Wednesday, right before Thanksgiving, and the protesters celebrated with a Thanksgiving mass rally on Friday, and we just saw that. So, let's see, facing the U.S.'s potential move to cancel Hong Kong's special trade status with this law, Hong Kong society needs to behave in accordance with the basic law on major issues and cooperate with the central government to offer no pretext for the U.S. to use this law, the Times says. If the radical opposition interprets the basic law in an unconstitutional manner, mainstream society in Hong Kong must stand up against them and stop them. Moreover, the article claims that the U.S. should not have the right to recalibrate giving Hong Kong preferential trade status because it is not under communist rule. Hong Kong's special trade status is stipulated by the basic law rather than awarded by the U.S. as long as the society sobers up and works hard with the motherland support. No external forces can truly wield influence over its destiny. It's like a epic tale. The Global Times then demands that Beijing crush any existing relationship between the Hong Kong protest movement and the United States. Crush it.
Okay, so first of all, the United States shouldn't be the one that's having to step in here.
Like grape.
It's supposed to be the UK, who had literally signed this pretty much agreement that if they weren't being treated correctly, they would step back in, and they haven't done it yet. Bojo.
Exactly. The Global Times then demands the Beijing crushed any existing relationship between the Hong Kong protests and the United States. There is no significant evidence that American officials are involved in the protests in any way, but the protests, and that's true. Like, the U.S. has really stayed out of it. They're just like, this is one we're just not going to touch, right? Venezuela, we didn't have, like, 3/4 of our economy flowing through Venezuela, so no big deal. But the protest movement has gained sympathies of a wide variety of Americans, resulting in solidarity, unanimity rallies around the country. We leave no room for collusion and interaction between Hong Kong's radical opposition and the United States government. They may act alone and bear the cost, but shall never dream of jointly coercing Beijing, the newspaper asserted. If Hong Kong society has force strong enough to resist constitutional arrangements, thus helping the U.S. resort to its law and causing further damage to the city's business environment, it will be Hong Kong society's misfortune. The People's Daily, the official newspaper of the Communist Party of China. I did not mean to say Chinese. It was like Chinese and China. I was like,
you said Chinese! Oh man, that's it. You're such a racist.
I was Chinese and China in one word, Chinese.
Forget my disclaimer from earlier.
America was seeking to push Hong Kong closer to the abyss of chaos by passing the Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act. It is an abrasive intrusion into China's internal affairs and a provocation against all Chinese people, including Hong Kong compatriots. To interfere in Hong Kong's affairs by adopting a domestic law, says the China Daily. However, China will not be intimidated, and the United States is sure to suffer backlash from all Chinese people, including Hong Kong compatriots. The current situation is by no means related to human rights or democracy, but an attempt by some to overturn a lawful government and dispose of that principle. It is wishful thinking by some U.S. politicians to turn Hong Kong into proxy by taking on China. No force can stop the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. The blackmailed United States will only serve to strengthen the patriotism of the Chinese people and unite them. Or we put them in the camps, or we put them in, and we harvest their organs. They will be united or you die. The people of Hong Kong resoundingly reject Chinese identity. According to a poll released in June by the University of Hong Kong, only 1% of people they missed the F. 1% of people in Hong Kong identified as Chinese. 90% of the people aged 18 to 29 said that they were not proud being Chinese citizens. 90%. 90%.
That's all of Hong Kong.
The other 9% or the other 10% were like, I don't want to be extradited because that bill is on the table, and then they take my organs while I'm alive.
Now, they've actually taken that bill off the table.
Well, have they tabled it for good? But
they have tabled it. But there's so many more issues at the heart of why
China
they're
Daily,
protesting.
another government propaganda outlet, referred to Washington as a shakedown artist. The passions in signing a Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act and placing restrictions on tear gas exports and crowd control technology to Hong Kong Act have gone beyond mere interference in domestic affairs. Maybe U.S. politicians don't realize it, or maybe they just don't care anymore, but this bill has removed all facade that the United States have put up. These two laws are legitimizing the U.S. government's attempt to disrupt the unity of China by deliberately instigating chaos in Hong Kong. Now, their support for violent protesters and riots don't have to be covert. It can be done in broad daylight and with the might of an entire government behind it. It is a calculated attempt to use Hong Kong as a hostage to pin down Chinese development. China's development is economic. It's all about them, the party. China is the number one... China is the great Babylon right now, y'all. I've been reading Jeremiah. Babylon. They think they're Babylon. They think that they are, right? China is revving up its engines for... Here's the thing, guys. When you talk about Hitler had an economic
goal,
vision.
Yes.
And he uses military, right? Same thing with Stalin. Okay, the Bolsheviks. They had an economic vision, and they used violence to carry it out. The Chinese government and the Chinese communist mindset is, how can we take over and stay in power. They realize the United States has nuclear weapons. They realize that they can't go in through the military, so they go in through your college. They go in through your movies. They go in through advertising. They go in through stealing all of your technology and taking patents. And there is such a, I mean, I've seen.
I'll tell you something that's really interesting, okay? Because I often view people on the left as people that just want to destroy our country. Not, I shouldn't say people, not in the left in general. I'm thinking of like these crazy politicians, AOC, Bernie, whatever, that really just want like the worst possible outcome for our country and stuff like that. Well, there comes a point where even Jeremy Corbyn is right in wanting Brexit, because he realizes that he can't realize his dream for the UK unless the UK is sovereign. Interestingly enough, in some of the earlier debates, when all of the Democrat candidates were asked what nation was our biggest threat, or maybe it was just what is our biggest threat, a lot of them said Russia, because we were still kind of operating under that Russia conspiracy hoax, but many of them actually said China. So I would say that when even they can see that China is a threat to the United States, despite what they want the United States to be, China is a threat to the United States. Everybody can see it. China is a threat to the whole world.
Like the world's the strongest, best military, but that's not where it's coming at right now.
Kenneth Curtis says China can't feed its own army. You know?
So Chinese Foreign Ministry has also condemned the act, warning on Friday that China will take strong countermeasures to protest the act against the United States. Chinese officials have repeatedly refused to specify what kind of countermeasures they expect to put in place, though state media has rallied for bans on allowing the lawmakers responsible for the law from entering China, which means our entire Congress. One issue with that sort of sanction is that the bill passed unanimously, meaning every single member of Congress participated in turning it into law. It is a stark unanimous practice, and it is a severe interference in Hong Kong affairs.
Again, with the unanimity on this issue, I think speaks volumes.
Yeah. So I think it's
We should find a new word every week and see how many times we can insert it into the show.
It wasn't new to me.
Shh. What is wrong with you?
It wasn't new to me.
Why do you have to be a superiority person?
I was just being silly.
You have the superiority complex.
I have a superiority. So this, very interesting. I kind of, why go from Afghanistan and Trump to this? Mozilla says smart home devices still bad for privacy and security. So this goes to technology in China and technology and listening into you and things like that. The editor of Mozilla Foundation's Internet Health Report recently published a blog post on the website of the UK Consumer Association, which I
think it's called Which.
That questions how privacy focused the smart devices being pushed by the masters of the universe are. I mean, even in the ads for Black Friday, you see all these Google things and Alexis's and they have different.
Nest.
I don't even like that word. That just feels like a nest of not good things.
Den of thieves.
In the blog post, which .co.uk titled, "Are you being spied on by your smart home devices?"
Yes.
Solana Larson, the editor of Mozilla Foundation's Internet Health Report, discusses whether popular smart home devices such as speakers are respecting users' privacy.
No.
Larson notes that although many people have heard of smart devices such as the Amazon Echo or the Google Home, there are a number of smart home devices from smart scales to kitty litter trays. Larson warns that just as the number of types of smart devices grows, security and privacy measures often don't improve. She writes, I believe it's a she. I don't know. Now that more and more companies collect personal data about you, including audio and video of your family, and sensitive biometric and health information like your heart rate and your sleeping habits, like with those, don't wear one of those. Don't wear one of those. They hack how healthy you are. They hack your life.
I love this meme that came out that said, FBI, we need to update our facial recognition software because it's, not software, but data. And then Facebook comes in and says, don't worry, we'll throw out a 10-year picture challenge. Get you updated right away. which if you're not on Facebook, these things get spread like viruses, and they tell you to do a 10-year picture challenge. So you grab a picture from 10 years ago and you grab a picture from today. And the meme, while funny, it's like the crickets like, yeah, because that's real, because they will do that, because we already know that Facebook has sold us out.
Yeah. Your heart rate and sleeping habits. It's worrying that more are not upfront about the privacy and security of their products, and people just think, well, if I can't see it, they don't really care whether they can.
Or, hang on, it's more like, but I don't have anything
to hide. To address this, but what if they take information and make things up about you?
Not even just making things up about you, but like now you have all this information out there. Your health, your shopping habits. If Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren and AOC and the rest of them get the socialist country that they want with this Medicaid or Medicare for all, right? Then all of a sudden, well, if you can't afford to do this, then we're going to restrict your shopping here. Or if you're on government health care, then no cheeseburger for you today because your heart rate was up or your cholesterol
actually have another
is up.
Video from Bloomberg
and a
on
lot
that,
of people
so
are
stick with
good
me.
with that. They're like, yeah, down with fat people. I don't want to be paying for unhealthy people. You know, I mean, it's this insane world that we are living in.
I'm going to play something
They're
for
going
you.
to use everything against you.
No, they will. And I have a Bloomberg video that's going to really floor you on that, but I want to finish this.
Okay.
Michael Bloomberg just said pretty much just that, but like said it was good. To address this, we at Mozilla published a privacy not included buyer's guide every year to access whether popular smart devices meet our 5 minimum security standards. This year we examined 76 popular products and encourage you to judge for yourself what you think. Larson notes that the most popular smart devices have generally improved their security, but many leave more room for improvement, she writes. New types of smart devices like doorbells, which have been criticized for lack of encryption, security vulnerabilities, and privacy issues. Fitness trackers designed for kids as young as 4 years old raise questions about what we are teaching children about how much digital surveillance in their lives is normal. They just want you to buy another product, buy another product, buy another product. A whole range of pet-focused products entering homes are disturbingly weak in both privacy and security. Never think about that. Larson then lists the steps that users could take in order to influence manufacturers to, says, for example, start rating products on their privacy and security, but how would you even really know?
I didn't get a pet camera for our friend. I got a regular camera for our friend.
Okay. So Mozilla Foundation has compiled a shopper's guide of sorts, and this guide says, be smart, guide, shop safe. How creepy is that smart speaker, that fitness tracker, those wireless headphones? We created this guide to help you shop safe, secure, protected products. Not creepy are, I guess, the Nintendo Switch. That's for the...
I think it's all creepy.
A little creepy. Here's the little creepy ones. PetNet smart feeders, Fitbits, Apple iPods, Apple AirPods, wireless Boss 700 wireless, Apple TV, Fitbit 2, Whistle, GoPet. But actually, that's really helpful.
Do you guys remember when we were missing Nemo, our cousin's
Nemo
dog?
has one right now, and I'm actually really happy about this, so we can track him. So I am, but it is kind of creepy because, like, when I take Nemo, my cousin can know where I'm at. But I turn it on. I can turn it off.
Yeah, but Whistle knows where you are, whether you turn
Somewhat
it on or
creepy. Not. The Venmo Wi-Fi smart dimmer.
Nest Learning thermostat.
Oh, creepy
I
to
have
me.
so many clients that have that, and I know they are watching me pet sit.
Amazon smart plug. Let's see what's the very creepies.
What was that kitty litter thing?
The very creepies. Here, we're doing the very creepies. Amazon Fire HD tablet.
Why is it so creepy, though? They're not telling us why it's creepy, though.
I bet you can click on it. Nope, it just takes you to it. Privacy notice, Mozilla privacy not included. This says...
minimum security standards.
Okay. So...
can it snoop on me?
Camera device, yes. App, yes.
Microphone, yes. App, yes. Tracks locations,
yes.
Now, how does it track your location, though? Like, you're there at home.
I don't know.
If it's an outdoor security camera and it's tracking your location, maybe it means when you have the app on your phone so that you can see your home
The
security,
dog
then
feeders
it's tracking.
Is not this privacy included. Huh.
Go down to the bottom and see what it says.
Has encryption.
Keep going down. Can it snoop on you? Yes, and it can track your location. So when I'm saying it tracks your location, so a friend of ours...
your location
that's what I'm
as
saying,
you are getting updates from it.
That's what I'm saying. A friend of ours...
So the pet ones are pretty crazy.
Told us that she had signed up to...
Nest Max.
I was driving her car.
Google Home.
And she said, watch how you drive, which I already drive pretty conservatively anyway, because it's tracking how she's driving and sending it back to her insurance company so she can save like $15 a year. Well, she's like, I'm going to cancel this because I have to have my GPS on
the whole time.
And it's tracking her. And it's not worth it because it's running down her battery, not to mention data. And so you've got these apps, like you've got to link yourself, and then so it's going to track you wherever you go.
All right, so I don't know if you guys know this, but billionaire Michael Bloomberg has officially entered into the Democrat race, but because he says he doesn't want to take money from people, will not be in like the next 6 Democrat debates because you have to have like so many individual donors. Yeah. So he's going to try to just barge right into.
It's so stupid of him.
Caucuses.
Though. Like, you can't buy an election. He has put in $30 million into his campaign, which they say is the largest that anybody has ever done, like within a week.
Well, and somebody said, and this has got to be really close to it, that there are laws against ads and campaign finance contributions to like the Democrat Party.
Right.
But if you bring your own money and it's for yourself, then you can rip Trump for $30 million and not have to be giving it to other candidates.
I don't get it.
So he can be against Trump. He can just he can run
ads that are just against anti-Trump.
Exactly.
Why not just be able to do that?
He can't give that much money to the candidates and to the super PACs.
But why not just run his own ads without running for president, though? Can't you run any ad for any kind of money?
I think there's like a thing for like, I think that there's campaign finance laws he's trying to get around.
Okay, I get it, yeah.
But anyways, this is a taste of the nanny state, which would fall...
Is this your own theory, or did you hear that from somebody else?
I heard that from somebody else.
Okay, because it's pretty good.
Which would unfold, that was from the 5, Greg Gutfeld, I think. If left-wing billionaire Michael Bloomberg becomes president, look no further than the comments he made April 2018. Just listen. And you can't listen because the thing isn't on.
Wait. We had too much of a lull where we were just talking.
Basically, he says, and I'm just going to give you the punchline, we're going to tax the poor, and taxes for the poor are a good thing because then we can control their habits and make them healthier.
Play that.
Taxes are regressive, but in this case, some people say, well, taxes are regressive, but in this case, yes, they are. That's the good thing about them, because the problem is in people that don't have a lot of money. And so higher taxes should have a bigger impact on their behavior and how they deal with themselves. So I listen to people saying, oh, we don't want to tax the poor. Well, we want the poor to live longer so that they can get an education and enjoy life. And that's why you do want to do exactly what a lot of people say you don't want to do. The question is, do you want to pander to those people, or do you want to get them to live longer? And there's just no question. If you raise taxes on full sugary drinks, for example, they will drink less, and there's just no question that full sugar drinks are one of the major contributors to obesity, and obesity is one of the major contributors to heart disease and cancer and a variety of other things. So it's like saying, I don't want to stop using coal because coal miners will go out of work. Well, will lose their jobs. We have a lot of soldiers in the United States, in the U.S. Army, but we don't want to go start a war just to give them something to do.
It's not the same thing.
And that's exactly what you're saying when you say, well, let's keep coal killing people because we don't want coal miners to lose their jobs. The truth of the matter is there aren't very many coal miners left anyways, and we can find other things for them to do. But the comparison...
We can find other things for them to do.
A life or a job, or taxes or life. Which do you want to do? Take your poison.
So it's regressive, it is good. There are lots of tax experts in the room and fiscal experts, and I'm very pleased that they hear you say that. And they all say the two things in life which are absolutely certain. One is death.
Taxes and
the
death.
other one is tax. So you use one to defer the other one.
That's correct.
Okay.
That is exactly right.
So we have a room full of really rich people, okay? And I'm guarantee you by the looks of her little outfit there, any little pop tax at 10 cents, whatever, is not going to stop her if she wants a Coca-Cola. All right? These taxes, but it doesn't matter. And that's what she's thinking. She might drink
baby blood.
But that's what she's thinking. She's thinking, well, I don't drink pop. So I want to make sure other people don't drink pop.
I don't smoke cigarettes, but I'm against hiking the taxes up on it.
Here's the thing. The wealthy elite look down on you and me and say, I want to do things and I'm going to control you as your benevolent dictator like China does for your own good. But where do you draw the line? Because guess what? We are a nation of people who get together and we do have pop. Who's to say that just because some people abuse something, that you get rid of it? People can sit down and eat a bunch of cake and ice cream, or the taxing food adversely affects, But
hang on a minute, though, because people, it's historically been proven, though. People are going to buy what they're going to buy, and they're not going to be deterred from buying it when you raise the taxes. They do say
that less people smoke because of taxes, but that's not the point. The point is the government's taxes are never designed to control your life, to tell you what to do.
What happened to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? Like, that we have gotten so far from that, and that's why so many people don't understand what is so wrong with universal health care.
By the way, that is the IMF, the International Monetary Fund.
Oh, so it's all these rich people. Scary stuff right there, actually, when you say
who in
the
February
IMF.
2016 was accomplice to Joe Biden's quid pro quo demand that Ukraine prosecutor Shokin be fired. Wow. So she was there. She's in on it. Craziness.
That's unbelievable. So back to this whole tax and controlling people.
You don't have a right to use taxes to control people.
But he just said that they should. That they should. They literally want to control people. That is a good thing for us to control them, for us to tell them, because they are the little people and they don't know and they don't have self-control. So we have to tell them, we have to control them. These people want all of the control, and it's so sad to me that this video won't ever be seen
seen all over Twitter.
By a young, like those kids that we saw at the rally, right? That just think that socialism is the answer to everything. And actually, even if they were to see the video, they would buy into it.
Bloomberg is worth $53 billion. He's spending $30 million on TV ads. The median American makes $31,000 a year. For perspective, $30 million to Bloomberg is $17. $17 to the average American.
Get out.
For less than a tank of gas, he's trying to buy a presidential election.
And there is a huge jump from million to billion. Okay.
And really, Bloomberg is nervous, and this is from CNN, that Bernie Sanders is going to be the president, or Elizabeth Warren can tax him to the wazoos. And there's actually, here we have Bloomberg. Okay, so if his $30 million is like $17 to us,
right? It's a joke.
He doesn't want a 1% tax that Elizabeth Warren wants out there on his to make him do good things. If he's trying to save lives, well, how many lives could be saved by taking all of his wealth and putting it into the hospital?
All of it. Let's just take it all.
Let's put it into hospitals. Let's give it to medical care for people.
Right.
Why don't we just take all your money? And that's the fight between Bloomberg and the Bloombergs and Elizabeth Warren.
But it's this circular reasoning of the people that drink a soda, right? Why do people drink those sugary drinks? Could it be perhaps that the American system has so robbed them of their ability to be an independent person? Like, let's say maybe a farmer. maybe somebody that wants healthy, clean living, but you want them in the city. You want them dejected. You want them working at these low-level jobs where when they get home or throughout the day, all they have is that little high from drinking a soda.
No, but here, it goes way deeper, because I should probably bring up the video that I watched earlier where Bloomberg was praising China for the way it handles its people.
Handles its people?
Yeah, like controls the people. Like, China's not so bad. Let me see if I can find that. Bloomberg on China, because...
In case you're questioning, China is that bad. China is bad. China bad. Sir the Brit says Bloomberg would be called a fruitcake here. I don't know, because I disagree, because you guys already have the NHS. You guys already have, like, almost borderline control on what you can eat. Okay? Because of the NHS. Like, every product that you have, from what I understand, and I've seen pictures, is, like, rated for nutrition facts. And there's nothing wrong with that, per se, but you're one step away, literally just one step away from them using that system to say, well, you ate that, so now we're going to dox you here or whatever.
He says that Xi Jinping is not a dictator, and the Communist Party listens to the public on issues like air pollution. He made the comments in an interview with Margaret Hoover of PBS. When asked whether China could be a good partner in the fight against climate change, he said China is doing a lot. Yes, they are still building a bunch of coal-fired plants, but when the public says, I can't breathe the air, Xi Jinping is not a dictator. He has to satisfy his constituents, and he's not going to survive.
Constituents.
Yeah, the trouble is you can't overnight move cement plants and power plants just outside of the city that are polluting the air, and you have to have this product, so it takes some time, blah, blah, blah.
They already have the social credit score.
He doesn't have a vote. He doesn't have democracy. He isn't held accountable by voters. Is the check on him just a revolution? You're not going to have a revolution. No government survives without the will of the majority of the people. He has to deliver services. Hoover says, I'm looking at people in Hong Kong who are protesting and wondering whether the Chinese government cares what they have to say. Bloomberg said that in government, even governments that aren't what we call a democracy, there were many stakeholders with vested interests, and they have an impact. He is praising Xi Jinping and the idea of the Chinese Communist government. Like, he is like a crazy, and this is the way communists are. $56 billion to him, and then I tell everybody else what to do because I'm wealthy, so then I know everything. I'm awesome,
and I have the right to tell you how to live your life.
Praise God. I'm a patriot. Gotta be like, bring in some Jesus. That's too much. God is moving. What we're seeing, we brought to you the Hong Kong. Let's just remember right now that Hong Kong is moving against communist China, and that we are going to bring them down. And Michael Bloomberg is not going to get his car started.
It's great. You know, he's not going to get anywhere. Burning up his own money.
Right.
It's not going to do him any good. It's not going to
damage.
The
money's fake anyways. He didn't earn a dime.
Right.
Michael Bloomberg did not earn a dime. It's all fake fiat money. Let's just remember that. Okay, I want to move on to like our final little story. And now we're going to go to our African American studies or whatever. Actually, we are kind of going into like African American segment. BET founder Bob Johnson, no Democrat candidate can defeat Trump.
Now, he has said that in the past, actually.
Appearing on CNBC TV, BET founder Bob Johnson said he believes no current Democrat White House contender can beat Donald Trump.
Media mogul Robert Johnson speaking out about President Trump's chances at re-election earlier today. The founder of BET and RLJ Companies spoke to our own Hadley Gamble.
You take a look at what President Trump has done in the last several months, particularly the conversations surrounding the U.S.-China trade spat. Is this his to lose, do you think?
I think the president has always been in a position where it's his to lose, based on he's bringing a sort of a disruptive force into what would be called political norms. I don't care whether it's the way he conducts foreign policy, the way he takes on the government agencies, and whether he deals with immigration. He brings his style. Now, a lot of people, particularly those who voted for him and those who will vote for him again in the next election, like that style. I think what the Democrats have to do is to be careful not to get caught up in stylistic Trump and more in substantive Trump.
And Johnson said that President Trump's ability to dominate the news cycle puts him above the challengers. He said none of the Democratic candidates appear to be enough, quote, in the center where most voters are. Here's his take on newly announced candidate Michael Bloomberg.
Mike is willing to spend a lot of money to...
And he's going to have to.
Yeah, to make the case for voters. But more importantly than the money is his narrative as to exactly what he's going to do and how he introduces himself, particularly to the African American community. I think he's got to address the stop and frisk issue that was under his leadership when he was mayor of New York City. And I think he's got to let the African American community knows that he identifies with their issues, something that he's identified with to some extent in New York. And he's been positive on gun control and climate control and other things like that benefit all of us.
So interesting, because I think that Bob historically is a Democrat.
Yep.
However, he has become, President Trump has sort of welcomed him into the White House. He spent time with the president.
Worked on him closely with some initiatives that he thought were very important for the African American community. He said President Trump welcomed him in, got to work on some of those issues, and that's why he's become a supporter.
So the question is, but that's what I wish we had him right here, because I want to know if he is ultimately supporting President Trump, or if he was suggesting that he might, support Michael Bloomberg or somebody else. Otherwise, unclear.
Maybe we'll get him in to talk about that at some point soon.
So I want to let you know also here, CNBC. You don't trust them as far as you can throw them. But Catherine Hedridge left Fox News and she said facts matter. And I do believe that there is some internal shuffling at CNBC to bring a little bit of a teeny bit of a more fair and balanced view.
She's the pretty lady with the short dark hair on Tucker a lot.
Yeah. So there's that. Now I also wanted to show you that there's a new documentary coming out, and where is that? On Clarence Thomas, and it actually has a connection to Joe Biden, because Joe Biden was head in the Senate when Anita Hill brought the accusations against Clarence Thomas, and Clarence Thomas, the Supreme Court Justice, said that on his road to becoming who he is, Supreme Court Justice, and the liberals who were supposed to be supporting African Americans rising to the top, they were the ones against him the most.
Right.
Always. The idea was to get rid of me, he says. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas has joined the chorus of criticism of Vice President Joe Biden's handling of his 1991 Supreme Court confirmation process, suggesting the aim of the contentious hearings was to prevent him from reaching the bench. And we also said, duh. I love when reporters are like, it's suggested this way, blah, blah, blah. Of course. So there's a new documentary, a soon-to-be-released documentary entitled Created Equal.
Wow.
Clarence Thomas, in his own words. Clarence took aim at Senate Democrats and then Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Biden, who headed his confirmation hearings, though he did not reference the now 2020 presidential candidate by name. So we're just going to play a little clip here.
Someplace in my life, the roads had split off. I was no longer in the world that was my comfort zone. I was never going to be a part of that world. The problem is I could never go back completely to the world I came from. I wandered the streets by myself. I was 6. You were hungry and didn't know when you could eat. The note said, I like Martin Luther King. You open up the inside, and it just had the word dead.
I would rather die on the highways of Alabama than make a butchery of my country.
I prayed for guidance, but instead of comfort, I found only sorrow and confusion. He said that I was to leave his house, the only real home I'd ever known. Where could I go? what would I do?
So you'd still like to serve on the Supreme Court?
I'd rather die than withdraw from the process. I saw what I had become. I didn't even care about it. I didn't care about getting hurt. It was bad. We're supposed to be revolutionaries. I'm just angry, lashing out at every single thing. I had decided to vote for Ronald Reagan. It was a giant step for a black man.
I will nominate Judge Clarence Thomas to serve as Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court.
That's when all heck broke loose. To help you guys.
I do. Judge Thomas began to use work situations to discuss sex.
Not at all sure that Clarence Thomas is going to survive this.
As a black American, as far as I'm concerned, it is a high-tech lynching.
You see how
come
this
on, we know what this is all about. This is the wrong black guy. He has to be destroyed. Just say it.
This is the wrong black guy. He has to be destroyed. And you notice the Democrats haven't put the right black guy on the Supreme Court. Have they?
Right.
Have they? They have not.
White dudes.
They have
White
not,
women.
because in my opinion, a lot of these black men who get to these higher places, they become
They see the
conservative.
corruption for what it is.
And the women don't. That's why they put a bunch of women in there.
Women are so weak.
Sotomayor.
And that's not a bad thing when I say that, when I almost spit it out. Women
And even
are weak.
George
we are
Bush-
not meant for that. Because we are easily swayed.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The Supreme Court justices, as they get on, become more left leaning at the Supreme Court level. It was very interesting, as we've seen at John Roberts. Okay, so we definitely probably want to watch this.
Oh yeah, it looks really good.
So I guess there's more to this clip. So let me just read some of this to you. It turned out that through all of that, ultimately the biggest impediment, let's see, I felt as though in my life I had been looking at the wrong people as the people who would be problematic towards me. We were told that, oh, it's going to be the bigot in the pickup truck, or it's going to be the Klansman, or it's going to be the rural sheriff. He said during the movie, let's see if we can, as ABC reports, I don't know if there's a clip, but we're just going to have to watch the movie. Let me see if there's a clip.
Is it out yet? I'm guessing it's not going to theaters.
Let's play this clip. An error has occurred.
Of course, an error has occurred.
Let's see if we can watch the clip. I think it's going to be more powerful if you hear it.
Sure.
You. No, that's not what I want. I want YouTube. If you hear him say it. So, oh, is it on Netflix? Looks like it might be on Netflix. Let's see. We want. This is discussing the documentary. We don't have 50 minutes to watch that. See something that come out this month. So it looks like I'm not going to be able to play that, so I'm just going to go ahead and we're just going to read it. But it turned out that through all of that, ultimately the biggest impediment was the modern day liberal. They were the ones, and of course it's not going to be able to play. They don't want that to play. They were the ones who would discount all those things because they have one issue or because they have the power to caricature you. His comments come after Anita Hill, a law professor who testified before the Senate about her allegations of sexual misconduct by Thomas, criticized Biden for failing to apologize to her for his conduct during the hearings. I cannot be satisfied by simply saying I'm sorry for what happened to you. I will be satisfied when I know there's real change and real accountability and real purpose, Hill told the New York Times last April. The month prior, Biden said he regrets not offering Hill what he described as the hearing she deserved, lamenting that she was forced to testify before a bunch of white guys. Of the confirmation hearing, Thomas said the process was designed to quash his assertion to the highest court in the land. Do I have, stupid written on the back of my shirt? I mean, come on. We know what this is all about. People should just tell the truth. This was the wrong black guy. He has to be destroyed. Just say it. And then now we're at least honest with each other. Then the justice said that the idea was to get rid of me. And then after I was there, it was to undermine me. When asked about his thoughts on Biden pressing him for his thoughts on natural law, Thomas bluntly replied, I have no idea what he was talking about. I understood what he was trying to do, and I didn't really appreciate it. Natural law has nothing to do with nothing more than a way of tricking me into talking about abortion. In a statement to ABC News, Biden's deputy communication says, no surprise that Justice Thomas does not have a positive view of him. Then Senator Biden voted against Clarence Thomas in the Senate Judiciary Committee, but he argued against him on the Senate floor, and he voted against his confirmation. Thomas was confirmed to the Supreme Court 52-48. Thomas reportedly participated in 22 hours of interviews over 6 months in 2018. So I'm definitely looking forward to this new documentary, and I guess we don't have any more. There's nothing more to see Clarence Thomas documentary, so we just have to wait for it to come out, I guess. I don't know if we can Google the title somewhere, but I'm very excited about it. And so let's see where we can
Created
find this.
equal. Clarence Thomas in his own words.
Let's see where we can find this. Because a lot of these things go under the radar. So where are you gonna find it?
That's the IMDb on it.
Yeah, I didn't know if maybe it would show you when it's going to announce so we can watch it. Add to watch list. All right, guys. So go check that out when you can check it out, and we'll just try to keep checking.
We'll try to tell you when we find it too.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So that pretty much wraps up our show for today.
Do you want to do the mail call today?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. I think I've got myself trapped in here.
Mail call, mail call, mail call, mail call. It's been a little while, you guys. We have a couple packages here that we want to get to, and we've been. This are for to you, I think.
They are, but we can open them together because there's two. I'm going to guess they're the same thing. Whatever they are.
You're going to guess? Should you make guesses like that?
Yes.
This is from, we don't know yet. Do you know who these are from? Possibly. Oh, these are adorable. Faith Family Farm.
Oh, wow.
Just stand.
That's adorable.
How do you guys know?
Patriot.
How did you know this is my theme?
Well,
the three F's.
Hang on, though, because I think, Maya, are these from Terry? I know Terry's not here. Terry and Eric Mathis, because she was sending a gift.
The three F's, Faith Family Farm. That's my theme. I say that all the time. Just stand. That's awesome.
I love it. And it's got a Patriot on it.
I will wear that shirt. I will wear that shirt.
There we go.
Shirts. These are fantastic.
Okay, so
gosh.
Maya says, I know who that's from. All right, so we know that they are from Eric and Terry.
Eric and
officially.
Terry!
And the home math
These
is
are
fun.
awesome!
These are so stinking fantastic. I don't know if there was a note in there or something. So
there's no note.
Okay.
There's
all right,
no
these
note.
are really, really, really awesome.
You can't put yours on. Oh, you got a Faith shirt on right now.
I do have a Faith shirt on. Can I just state for the record that these are the perfect size? A lot of times you guys send us church t-shirts and I have to take them in because they're a little bit too big. Lee and I like to wear ours fitted. So this is the perfect size.
Faith Family Farm.
It looks really good. It looks really, really good.
Love it. I'm so excited. Thanks,
I love
guys.
These. Oh my gosh, this is so stinking fantastic. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
All
right.
Wait, there's two just
Yeah,
like
there's
this?
two, so you get one.
Wow. There's 3 shirts total. Oh, and one for Patriot Gallery, I bet.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Thank you. I cannot wait. Eric had a birthday. We wished him happy birthday in November. It was after mine. I think it's on the 14th. And he got a lot of Trump hats, or excuse me, Trump paraphernalia, like shirts and stuff like that. And he is just so excited.
Oh my
about,
gosh!
I think
Well,
his mom
be
bought
safe. But you're not in Oklahoma. Why do I think you're in Oklahoma?
Arizona.
I
So
don't
this
know.
is from Lori Dice. All right. I think it's a mug. Lori always sends us cards for every holiday.
She does. It's really fun.
She's so great. Wait, I haven't seen mine yet. I want to see what it is. Ah! What? Get it really close so that the lighting No, go there. Wait. Oh, there.
Whoa!
Okay, now on the back it says Second Amendment to the United States Constitution. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
That's so cool!
These are awesome.
So cool!
Hang on though, because these are really, you can't see it, but these are big mugs. Like, this is a good size mug. I want to show mine, even though they're the same.
How fun. This is so fun. I love it.
Okay, so Terry says she didn't buy the blue ones. But they came on the same day from the same place.
So you bought this for Michelle, I bet. This is Michelle's shirt for your birthday.
Okay, but
I have your shirt on.
thank you. But so somebody else
sent the blue ones.
But they came on the same day.
From Amazon. So, who sent the blue ones?
But what are the odds though? That's weird. Are you sure they didn't charge you? Like, did you accidentally click on it?
Check. Who sent the blue one? Send us a message.
That's really funny, but I'm wondering if it was like an Amazon
This is your
error.
birthday shirt. We'll share it.
We will not.
It's your birthday
My
shirt.
birthday shirt. Hang on though. Okay, so if it wasn't a mistake, Terry says, "Keep it, Leah. I'll order another." Do not do that. Do not do that. We do share very well. What I'm saying is, like, what if they accidentally? You know how that happens. Like you're ordering something and then they send multiple or something of it. I don't know. It's very. Is it the same company? Look on the tags, because if it's the same company, I doubt very seriously that another. No, leave it. I'll just look at the tag.
Port and Company is what this says.
Port and Company.
Mm-hmm.
Like POR. Yeah, this says Port and Company. Terry,
check
see if they
and
charged
make sure
you.
You didn't get charged extra, sister.
Because they're from the same place. They came on the same day. There has to be a connection. This is what we do on our channel, Terry. We put 2 and 2 together. We investigate. We investigated the return address label there. We investigated.
It was 2 different Amazon places, though.
No, it was the same Amazon place.
No, one was it wasn't the same Amazon place.
Well, it was the same company.
Right.
Okay, you're right. It was a different one.
So
maybe it is. And I don't want to take credit away from somebody else that bought the 2 blue shirts. But it might have just been an Amazon error is all I'm trying to say.
You want to try to sing Dream the Impossible Dream?
Dream the impossible dream.
We watched a little... Somebody, it was Mikey.
Find the impossible find.
Tell them why you're singing it. Tell them why you're singing it.
So, Patriot Gallery, Mikey, in the chat, we have a viewer named Mikey.
Put like a Thanksgiving thing together.
Put together something.
A compilation. And in it, he had Gomer Pyle, who I guess, I didn't know this was a trained singer, singing
an opera singer
in a movie as Gomer Pyle.
Right.
Dream the Impossible Dream. And it's actually one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen.
He does it so much. He does it really, really.
I don't even know how it goes to be able to sing it. I've only sung it. I've only listened to it.
To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. I don't have it memorized.
I don't know the part of that. I don't know how it goes to This Is My Quest.
This is my quest to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. We really need to just work on it. It was really good.
It's really powerful.
Not like that.
Let's play a piece of it just so that you guys
Okay,
know.
just put Gomer Pyle in there.
I go into the U.
But Mikey, I want to link to your channel because Patriot Gallery shared this. It was his Thanksgiving compilation, and it was really good. And we did actually sit and watch parts of it. Baker Mom says you ladies are just too young to know that song.
Mom played it, but it's a beautiful song.
Redneck says you almost sound like you're trying to do a Neil Diamond song. The whole clip is really great.
If you look at your programs, you'll see that our next performer
He didn't
is
have.
Marine Private
He was
First
afraid
Class
to start
Gomer
singing.
Pyle.
Mom says
However,
she'll play him later. Jim Neighbors. That is Gomer Pyle, right? Isn't that his name?
Yeah.
So Mom's gonna play it later. So don't play too much. Save it.
To fight the unbeatable foe.
That's what. See, it's our.
To
bear
with
unbearable sorrow.
To run
when
we're
not gone. To ride the unrightable wrong. To love you're in chase from afar. To try when your arms are too weary. To reach the unreachable star. This is my quest to follow that star. No matter how hopeless, no matter how far.
I think we're butchering it. They want to just hear Jim Neighbors and not Leah and Michelle butcher
But it's
the
too
Impossible
fun.
Dream. It's really terribly enjoyable to sing. Patriot Gallery said that she was in her room singing it the first time that she watched it.
Maybe true.
Keep singing so no copyright issues. That's what I thought, Kelly. They'll still get us. That's a good note.
Let's interpret a dance to it.
Let's go. Better for this. That one man, scorned and covered with scars.
Is that Jesus?
Probably not, but I think it's a military thing. Of courage to reach the unreachable stars.
the impossible dream.
Okay, so Stuart the Brit wants to know what film was it in? A famous film. So,
from the TV show, Jim Neighbors is Gomer Pyle singing the Impossible.
So there was an
Jim Neighbors as I don't know what TV show. Which
hang on,
TV show?
I'm going to tell him. There was an a spin-off of the Andy Griffith Show.
Mm-hmm.
And Gomer Pyle joins the military.
Yeah.
And they follow that.
Right.
And I think this is from that TV show.
Yeah, he Gomer Pyle. Shazam!
That's earlier when I was quoting surprise. That's Gomer Pyle.
Yeah, and I
now
was
there's
like,
Goober, not to be confused with Gomer Pyle.
And I thought to myself, he must really be acting.
And Mom was like laughing at Leah. She was literally like hiding a little
because
snicker.
they picked the opera singer to be Gomer Pyle.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
So hang on, Terry. She says so. I went and ordered the shirt. Enjoy matching. Terry, you're too much. Oh my gosh.
Oh my word.
Everybody loves Gomer Pyle.
Somebody said the TV show Gomer Pyle.
Yeah, USMC.
MC. Marine Corps.
Can I finish my sentence? Gomer Pyle, says Redneck. We had one of the best shows running in America, Andy Griffith. It was really, really awesome. So we're going to sign off. Thank you for the mugs and the shirts, and thank Amazon for the bonus shirts until we find out otherwise they were sent by somebody else.
We got a Nerf gun that was free and something else.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, last year for Christmas, A bunch of people sent us Christmas presents, and thank you. But we got a big giant
The
box
hover
from
round
Walmart.
really did come.
Okay, now Dale, we haven't done the video yet, and it's mostly out of fear, but we are going to do it. It's not that we have forgotten, and we've not forgotten to eat the spicy noodles on camera. It's a matter of time and just doing it. Okay? But back to the Walmart order. I called Walmart when this box came. Okay? There was a karaoke machine inside of it. A karaoke machine. A Nerf gun, which we have yet to open. I think it's still on the porch. Okay?
Did we give it to the kids?
No, we didn't.
We should.
We should. A heated blanket that we gave to Uncle Jack.
I think somebody meant the heated blanket to come.
And nobody, what I told you guys on air, nobody ever confessed to at least ordering one of those things.
They did. It came with the...
No, they didn't tell us.
It came with the hoverboard.
No, it didn't. The hover thing was totally separate. It didn't come
the
from
heated
Walmart.
blanket. The heated blanket. Somebody told me about the heated blanket.
No, the heated, maybe, but...
And then the Nerf gun and the karaoke machine were thrown in.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay. It was an accident on Walmart's part or something.
Somebody didn't get their Nerf gun and karaoke.
I don't know.
So they can sing.
They got that worked out.
The Impossible Dream.
Okay. All right.
So guys, like this video if you liked it, and even if you didn't.
Yes, you did.
Press like, and leave your comments in the comment section.
This is the back of it.
So people can know that people actually watch our videos, because you do come and you do say things, and then we go to our videos, and because
There's
of the
literally
chat,
crickets. No, I want to tell you something. We do a whole video, and y'all
So
people
funny.
leave like 300 comments throughout the whole video, and I go to the video later, and it's processed, and there's like one comment. It's usually from Dale. Thank you, Dale. That says first or Maya, and I love you people, and you keep doing what you're doing. But the rest of you, where are you?
It's like homework, and it's hard to work. I know, so don't have to do it.
Okay,
but
we're not requesting that you do anything. Okay, it just
if you're
means a lot.
watching this after the fact, please leave a comment.
Yeah. Okie dokie. So
tell us what you think. Michelle reads them all. I try to read a lot of them,
and I don't always get a chance to go back and give them the little heart. I try to. I take the time. I read them, and then I kind of go back later and give them the heart.
We do have a PO box if you want to send us your letters.
We will read them on air. 107 Milford, Ohio 45150. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
It is possible.
Were you here with us for Thanksgiving? Yesterday we had an incredible show.
Oh my gosh, watch that show. If you happen
Share
to
it.
send us a Christmas card, we will most likely send you one back.
Okay, so first of all,
Right?
I'm the one that
Isn't that
does
true?
it. And second of all, that should be under wraps.
Okay.
It's a surprise.
Oh, is it?
It will, and mostly in case I miss somebody. I don't want them to be expecting it, and then they don't get a reply, and then I feel bad.
Yeah.
I do try to send thank you letters to people that send things and cards and
But
stuff
sometimes
like
you
that,
just
so.
can't because it comes anonymous.
Exactly, like the blue
Right,
shirts or
with
the bonus
unanimity.
from Stop it. Okay, so Patriot Gallery says she is going to replay this program on our Resistance Chicks channel at 10 o'clock tonight. So if you missed the whole thing and you want to go back and join the chat, do that. She also said that she's going to be doing a blog sometime after midnight that she's already composed using the gospel for protection. So come back and join. I don't know if she'll be on this channel or Resistance Chicks channel.
I think she said something about being like Christmassy or something.
And yeah, and it was going to be Christmassy, so that should
If
be
she
really
waits
fun.
till tomorrow, I can do it with her. But if
She's
she
got it in her mind.
does
She's
it
gonna go
tonight,
with it.
I will not be available.
Okay, so we love you guys. God loves you. Please go back and watch our Thanksgiving episode from
107
yesterday.
PO Box 107.
I have the
451,
link.
Milford, Ohio.
If you missed seeing Leo on TBN, there was a mess up.
I know. It did not play at 9 o'clock on TBN, and we were just like, we turned it on.
It had played at 7 o'clock.
7.
Now, Kirk Cameron even tweeted out that it will be
9
airing at 9
o'clock.
p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So somehow somebody's wires got crossed.
Look at this. We're just so full of faith today.
We are full of faith. So if you missed it, I told everybody, go and watch this at 9 o'clock. And then we were all sitting around with our turkey or no, it wasn't turkey. It was ham from Robert Bone.
Which was great, by the way.
It
Thank
was
you.
delicious. Thank you, Robert.
Shazam!
Shazam! It was good turkey. And we're waiting for Leo to come on, and we get Mike Pence. And I'm like, Mike, you're awesome, but I want Leo. Like, I'd rather watch Leo than Mike Pence every single day of the week for the rest of my life.
Yo.
So I have the link to it.
Wait, hey, this green chili.
All you have to do is give them your email. It's free. It's totally free on TBN to go and watch it. So Kelly says they're going live tomorrow at 8 p.m. ish. I love that you guys are ish like we're ish on Kelly PB Fam. So
You
go
got
and check
yourself
them out.
some leftover turkey, redneck. That's nice.
That's good. That's good. Okay, so we're going to sign off. Hate to leave you, but we really must go because we've got food to eat and pet visits to do. We're still working. So Good night. Have a wonderful Friday. Have a blessed Saturday. And we'll see you right back here on Sunday for our European and UK news and the latest updates for what happened today. Stabbings. Knife attacks.
And we have America as supreme dictator of the free speech veteran.
She's still shaking.
Always. Always is trying to keep the demon content.
That's what it is. Oh, that's right. Goodneck says do the judy. It wasn't really good, but he does. Judy. You got it. It's really hard to say that. You go ahead and try it. It's just judy. Oh, Bruce Lee is kicking again, Maya. Oh, did you knock the camera? I don't know.
In Christ we trust. Amen. Jessica
amen.
Power.
Okay, we're really going to sign off.
Christ is taking back
his world. Word. I just shut out the chat. His world.
His world. And we was covered up, but I figured that's where you were going with that.
Fill in the blank.
Christ is taking back his world, and you are so correct.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay, wait. I'm just pulling up all kind of stuff here.
Hallelujah.
I'm not going to be able to sign
Can I
out
get
of
an
here.
amen?
Amen.
Can I get an amen?
Good night.
Can we get God and power?
I was cold.